ولكل وجهة هو موليها فاستبقوا الخيرات أينما تكونوا يأتي بكم الله جميعا إن الله على كل شيء قدير ومن حيث خرجت فول وجهك شطر المسجد الحرام وإنه للحق من ربك وما الله بغافل عما تعملون ومن حيث خرجت فول وجهك شطر المسجد الحرام وحيث ما كنتم فولوا وجوهكم شطره لئلا يكون للناس عليكم حجة إلا الذين ظلموا منهم فلا تخشوهم واخشوني وليتم نعمتي عليكم ولعلكم تهتدون كما أرسلنا فيكم رسولا منكم يتلو عليكم آياتنا ويزكيكم ويعلمكم الكتاب والحكمة ويعلمكم ما لم تكونوا تعلمون فاذكروني أذكركم واشكروا لي ولا تكفرون الله يا الله لمن حمده الله الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين يا أيها الذين آمنوا استعينوا بالصبر والصلاة إن الله مع الصابرين ولا تقولوا لمن يقتل في سبيل الله أموات بل أحياء ولكن لا تشعرون ولنبلونكم بشيء من الخوف والجوع ونقص من الأموال والأنفس والثمرات وبشر الصابرين الذين إذا أصابتهم مصيبة قالوا إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون أولئك عليهم صلوات من ربهم ورحمة وأولئك هم المهتدون يا الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر.
Can you please make sure the tablecloths are out on time?
وعليكم السلام. كيف حالك؟
الحمد لله بخير. كيف
الله يعافيك. الحمد لله على السلامة.
No, we need the other stand. We need the other stand for the microphone. There's another stand that makes it stand on the table. Sister Mina, do you know where the stand is for the microphone? You just tell Yahya to grab it. Are you busy? You know, can you tell him where it is?
Yes, probably. Actually, I'm just gonna get it because I'm not sure.
Okay.
Is there an exam today or
Today? Are you ready for the midterm?
no?
Okay, then there is none today. It's next week, inshallah. They want, huh? Up to today's lesson, yes. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. Alaikum assalam. Yeah, I'm doing it in a second. Hold on. Do you see it now? Oh, you'll see it in about 20 seconds. It takes time. Full screen. Yeah, you'll see it in a moment. What happened? It's working? No, now I have Adobe open. You should see it in a moment. Just give it like 15 seconds or so. Got it? Okay. Barakallah. Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. So it looks like it was not the rain last week. That's unfortunate, but at the same time, alhamdulillah for all of you who have made it this far. How many of you did all your homework so far up until now?
What chapter?
To chapter 4.3. Yes, everyone? Alhamdulillah. Pretty good. Okay. So let's start. We have a lot to cover. Remember that we have a midterm next week. So hopefully everyone got the email? Yeah? Everyone got the email? We're clear on that? So midterm will be in class. Everyone's coming in class? Inshallah ta'ala? Okay, good. So there will be a midterm review. Sister Sana is going to be doing a midterm review of everything. So that's the question. So hold on. The question is we need to decide when the midterm review. So what are the two options? Three options. We have three options. Saturday morning, Monday night, or Tuesday night. Okay, so we got Saturday morning, Monday night, or Tuesday night. And since you're all on time, you get to vote. Including the online students, if they want to text in right now and text their vote in, you can also go ahead and do that right now. So let's do a quick raise of hands. Saturday, raise your hand. Saturday morning. One. Saturday morning. Morning, we'll define morning later. All right. Saturday morning. 1, 2. Oh, homeless count. Yeah. That's true. Yeah. Khair. It begins at 10. It ends at 10. So there's a potential for 10. 10, 10:30. Inshallah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Saturday morning review session. 6. Okay. Monday night review session. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And Tuesday night review session. So it's Monday night. Okay. Good. All right. So that's clarified. Yeah. Yeah, it'll be recorded, so you can watch the recording as well. It'll cover everything, inshallah. The timing we'll figure out, inshallah. So we'll let you know regarding the timing. So regarding the homework, if you were just in the review session or you were online about 30 minutes ago, the brother Shaib was mentioning that the example about the teacher, is that a new teacher? He said, no, that's an old teacher. So in this example, you can actually use the word qadim. And the reason why is you're not talking about the person as a human being. You're not saying that he's an old human being. You're saying that he's old in his status as a teacher. So you can say Ustazun Qadimun, which means an old teacher, right? Doesn't necessarily mean old in age, meaning he's been in his teaching profession for a very long time. So just clarification for some of you who got that. Okay, yes, there's a question?
If we wanted to do like review sessions that are all in most of us, like this quotations within Central to study as a review session, can we use like the library?
Okay, that's a good question. So can you use the library to have for study time or something like that? We can definitely do that. So just send us an email with the request with some timings that work good, and we can maybe inshallah block off the library or block off some other places for studying. Inshallah. Okay. All right. So let's get started. So does anyone remember where we left off at? I do, but does anyone else? Right, so we didn't do exercise 4.4, right? So we'll just do exercise 4.4 quickly to ourselves. So number one, you translate the following into Arabic. Make sure to write all the vowels and signs. Let's do it orally quickly. Number one, is she a Muslim? No, she is a disbeliever. So say it to yourself. And now we say it out loud. Is she a Muslim? Hiya Muslimatun, because it's a she. No, she's a disbeliever. La hiya kafiratun. Good. Number two, is this a sign? No, it is a garden. You can't say what? Oh yeah, hal hiya is also fine. Yeah, or hal. Number two, is this a sign? No, it is a garden. Say it to yourself. Okay. Now out loud. Let's see. Sorry. Is this a sign? Hal hazihi ayatun. Right? Is this a sign? No, it is a garden. La hiya jannatun. Right? Good. We didn't know hazihi? Yeah, that's okay. It's a good point. So yeah, let me write this down. So 4.4, question number 2 needs to be modified. We're going to learn it in the next chapter. This is 4.4 2. Okay. Okay, so basically we will learn this, so skip this one. Number 3, Maryam is a very strong believer. Say it out loud. Maryamu, right? Mu'minatun qawiyatun jiddan. Good. And number 4, is the earth small? Say it out loud. هل الأرض صغيرة? No, it is large. لا هي كبيرة. So the earth is here. Remember that. The earth is here. Okay. Let's move to example 5. So example 5, it says مريم في جنة وخديجة في المدينة. Okay. So if you look at this example, which is on your paper. I'm not going to write it out since it's already there on your paper. Maryamu fi jannatin wa Khadijatu fil madinati. Maryam is in a garden and Khadija is in the city. So what do we learn in this sentence? We learn this word fi. Okay? The word fi is a preposition, and a preposition indicates a type of place or position or time. So in this case, we're talking about the idea of being in or inside of something. That's what fi means. In or inside something. Right? So the pen is inside the computer, and the microphone is inside the stand, and the computer chip is inside the computer. In or inside. Okay? That's what fi means. So remember that this is still a combination. This example here is a combination of 2 nominal sentences. Right? So Maryamu fi jannatin, one sentence. Wa Khadijatu fil madinati, sentence number 2. So you take two sentences and you throw a conjunction in the middle with the end wa, and that's what you get here. So now let's analyze these two sentences. Maryamu fi jannatin, right? So the subject is who? Maryamu. And the predicate is fi jannatin. Huh? Fi jannatin is the predicate, right? There's a technical grammatical rule here, but just for simplicity's sake, fi jannatin is the predicate here. Okay, so now we're understanding that. Remember the two boxes I kept telling you where's my pen?
Yes.
Daqiqa. So we have these two boxes. So we have Maryam here, right? And we have fi. What is it? Jannatin? Jannatin. Right? And then if you have a subject and predicate, you put the equals in between. Right? So we're good. So Maryamu fi jannatin, subject, predicate. Okay? So Maryam is, right, is in a garden. So quite simple, right? So far we learned the word fi. Just hold off on the questions. Huh? We learned the word fi. So you put the word fi, and now we know what Jannah. We know what Jannah means. Jannah means a garden, right? Especially when there's a tanween. But we were so used to saying Jannatun, right? Now we're saying Jannatin. So what we learned is that when this preposition fi, right, when this comes before a noun, one of the things that it does, it causes the dhamma to change to a kasra. And if there's two dhammas, it changes to two kasras. If there's dhamma with tanween, it changes to kasra with tanween. If there's just one dhamma, it changes to one kasra. So that's what this fi is actually going to do, right? So now we see this in these examples. So Maryamu, if there was no fi, we would have the word Jannatun, right? Maryam is a garden, right? But we don't want to say that. We want to say Maryam is in a garden. So Maryamu fi jannatin. So Jannatun changed to Jannatin. That's it. And if we said wa Khadijatu, if we said wa Khadijatu al Madinatu, you can't really say that. But wa Khadijatu fil Madinati. So see how the dhamma normally it changed to a kasra. If I ask you why did the dhamma change to a kasra, what's the answer? Because of the fi. That's it, because of the fi. Okay, so that's pretty much it. There was a question here somewhere before. Who asked the question? Yes. Yes. Yeah. No, Jannah in a garden, hadiqa. Yeah. So it's yes. Huh? No, Maryamu. We never say Maryamun. Because these feminine names, they don't take tanween. So they don't take tanween. غير منصرف. Are you sure? I'm gonna check it, inshallah. Let's double check. Let me write it down, inshallah. Okay. Wa Khadijatu fil Madinati. We got that? So we're clear. Yes.
Well, I mean, did it have to be with fi? Can it be with any other preposition?
So let's just focus right now on fi. Okay. Just focus on fi for now. Let's not jump the gun, inshallah. Yeah.
I don't understand why we are doing Jannatin and Madinati. Why not Madinati?
Okay, so here it is. Oil and water.
Oh.
Got it? There you go.
But isn't this both the same thing? Fi is coming from.
The fi is fine. That has nothing to. There you go. Got it? Good. All right. Everyone got the point? The oil and water. Al cannot have tanween. This can't work. Okay, exercise 4.5. So form complete sentences by following the example. Make sure to write out all the words and then translate it to English. So, Hal, we have Maryam, and we have Medina. Right? We read from right to left, remember. So now, what do we do with this? We want to make a complete sentence out of these words. So here's the answer for you for number 1, the example, right? So we go Hal, Maryamu. We want to put a fi in there, right? So you put a fi, and you get Madinatin. So you're going to add the word fi in this example in order to get a complete sentence. Okay? So, Hal Maryamu fi Madinatin. You got a question mark. And what does that mean? Is Maryam in a city? Good. Okay, let's do number 1. Just take a moment, say it to yourself, or if you want to write it down quickly. Okay, so number 1. Okay, I'm going to start writing it out. Okay, who got that? Khadijatu fil masjidi. Good. What does that mean? Is Khadija in the masjid? Right? Is Khadija in the masjid? Right? And you can put your question mark here at the end. Right? So all we did was we took the word al-masjid. Instead of putting al-masjidu like we're used to, we make it al-masjidi. And the fi is there. But remember, look at the fi. I don't know if did we talk about this? Let's see. Where did it go? Okay, keep in mind that whenever you're reading the word fi and then al comes afterwards, you don't pronounce the long vowel. You don't say fil, right? You say fil. It becomes short. So fil masjid, fi al masjid is pronounced fil masjid. Did we talk about? I think we had talked about that somewhere. Did we? We did, right? No, we didn't. We said ala when we said ala al-bayt, right? Exactly. So when we mention ala, same thing with fi. So when you say fi al-masjid, basically what you're pronouncing it this way. Fil masjid. Okay, but you still write it as fi. Right? If the al goes away, you say fi masjidin. If there's an al, you don't say fil masjid, say fil masjid. Okay? Okay. Number 2. This is really easy. We don't need to write it out. So number 2, add the word fi there to make a complete sentence. So I need a volunteer. Who can do it for me? Someone who doesn't volunteer all the time. You're mashallah, a very active student. Someone else who doesn't generally. Oh, I want to start picking. Yes, sister. Al-ayatu fil kalimati. Great. What does that mean? Another volunteer. What does that mean? I'm going to start choosing people. Yusuf. Say it again. The signs are in the words. That's plural. Now we've not learned the plural yet. The sign is in the word. Good. Good. Okay, the sign is in the word. Number 3. Who can do it for me? Someone who doesn't generally volunteer. Not too many hands at once. Yes, thank you, Uncle. Where's the fee? Okay, you got the first part. Al-bintu saghiratu. Very good. What's the rest? Why did you add a al? If there's no al, don't add a al. Fi, ma, I, Fi ma'i. So why E? Why not in? Yeah, if there's no al, we do in. And if there's al, we do E. Right? So it's fi ma'in. You understand the reason? Yeah, good. No, that's good. The more you try, the more you're gonna remember this. Right? Al bintu saghiratu fi ma'in. Fi ma'in. Good. Okay, who can give me the translation?
No, why is mine?
Oh, why is it ma'in? Because the word ma, okay, we're using it as water is indefinite noun. So when it's indefinite, it has tanween. Right? So fi ma'in is in water. So what was the meaning? Ojala. The young girl is in water. Perfect. Okay. Number 4, or the small girl. It depends on what you're talking about, right? You could, both of them would be acceptable. Okay. I know that's not the same reason. But you can't say Ibrahimun, for example. No, you cannot. No, you can't, because it's no, you won't find. Trust me, you won't find. The thing is, I'll explain later, inshallah. See, Muhammadun is an Arab name, and names which are not Arab, they became Mu'arab later on. They're not going to be taking tanween because they're ghair munsarif. That's the general rule, and the only exception is if they're 3 letters. So there's a certain category you follow. So Nuhun, Hudun, and Lutun are the only ones that take tanween, and Muhammadun. Right? And there's 1 Salihun. So there's only 5 prophets out of 25 in the Quran that take tanween, and the other 20 don't take tanween. And the reason why they don't take the tanween is because that they're not originally Arab names. Yeah. So it's like Nahu, it's like advanced Nahu rule. Yeah. So anyways. So Al-Bintu Saghir fi ma. Okay, next one. Number 4. Who would like to volunteer for this one? Yes. Bismillah, brother. Halillahi fil qamari la. Very close. One small thing. Halillahu. Do you understand why? What's the reason? Explain to me the reason why. Not because the aunties on this side said it. That's not a good reason. What is that? Allah's name is always written as Allahu. No, that's not true. That's not true. Because of the lam? No. I need a good explanation here. Reason why? Yes. You're just itching? No, I want to hear explanations from you. You itch, that's what the penalty is. The question is, why is it halillahu and not halillahi? Because it's the subject. Exactly, that's it. The subject takes a dhamma. And in this sentence, the word Allah is the subject. Therefore, it takes dhamma. Good explanation. Okay? So, halillahu fil qamari la. And the translation is? Who can give me the translation? Someone who's not volunteered? Jamil. Thank you. Is Allah in the moon? No. Okay. You know, there's these Christians, they actually go and distribute these comic books to Muslims saying that, you know what, the word Allah is the moon god. And Muslims just took it and they were worshipping the moon and blah, blah, blah and all that stuff. So, yeah. She put a? Yeah, we'll learn that later, inshallah. So yeah, all right. So good. Yes. Why do we say Allahu? Because take out. You know when you put a hal there, the hal is just asking a question, right? So we don't need to look at that. Just remove that, right? Now, what is the subject of the sentence? Allahu fil qamari. If we were going to say that, right? What is the subject of the sentence? Allahu. Where is the predicate? Fil qamari. So the subject will always take a dhamma, and the predicate normally takes a dhamma also, except when you have a fi, right? So the fi technically would be taking the dhamma, but it would make the following word with the kasra. Yeah? It'll come with more practice. It'll become clearer. Just, you get it, inshallah. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Exercise 4.6. Translate into Arabic. The Muslim teacher is in the house. Muslim teacher is in the house. Okay, think about it for a little bit. The first thing you identify is make sure you know all the words. That's the easy part, right? Muslim is Muslim. Teacher is Ustad. Is, you don't need the word. In, fi, the, al, and house, bait. Okay, so we got all the words, now we just need to string them together. So who would like to do this one? Yes, Bismillah. Al-Ustadhu al-Muslimu fil baytu. Almost one little thing. Very good. Fil bayti. Excellent. Al-Ustadhu al-Muslimu fil bayti. Perfect. Okay. Who would like to volunteer to do one of them? Need a volunteer. It's two. No. Not this. Anyone else who would like to volunteer? Yusuf, thank you for volunteering. All right, let's gonna do number 3. Yes, yeah, Yusuf. Number 3. So, number 3. Is the strong believer in the fire and the disbeliever in paradise? No, the believer is in paradise and the disbeliever is in the fire. I know, I skipped number 2. No, we'll go number 3 for you. Special present for you. You ready? Okay, let's do it. هل المؤمن القوي في النار والكافر في الجنة لا المؤمن. Next page. It was a good try though. لا المؤمن في الجنة والكافر في النار. Excellent. Saw that? Everyone got that? A little bit long, but you know the rules. You know how it works generally. It just probably might take a little bit of time. Number 4. Who would like to do number 4? Number 4. I need a sister who is not volunteered yet. Yalla, bismillah. Go ahead. No, with i'rab, with the vowels at the end. Khadijatu wa Fatimatu fil nari. Fin. Not fil. You say fil nari? Yeah. Fin nari. No, connected. Fin nari. Fin nari. Okay, which one? Fi jannati or fil jannah? Fi jannatin. Okay. She said La Khadijatu wa Fatimatu fi jannatin. Okay. Now how do you say paradise? Al-Jannah. It has to be ma'rifah. When you're talking about Jannah, it has to be ma'rifah. It has to be definite. Even if there's no, see, this is like kind of like a trick. So even if it has the word da, it doesn't need the word da because paradise is something specific. So it has to have al. And the other trick one is water, right? When you say water, you don't say a water. You just say water, but there's no al. It's indefinite, and you say ma'in. Right? So it's a tricky one. So look out for these. You don't always see the word a or always the word da. So you have to just be on your guard for thinking, looking at it. Okay? And this is good. It gets you in the mentality of not looking for just triggers, da and and I'm going to translate literally. You kind of look at the meaning. What are you trying to say? Good. All right. Example number 6. Repeat it again. Okay. So Khadijatu wa Fatimatu fin nari la Khadijatu wa Fatimatu fil jannati. Okay. Example 6. Fatimatu min Makkata. Fatima is from Makkah. Okay. So Fatima we know. Min is a word which means from. And Makkah we know Makkah is a city. So now we learn this new word from. Min. Okay, so it's like the word man, but the only difference is as a kasra, right? So usually when you're reading higher level Arabic texts, you're not going to see the kasra or the fatha. So you have to figure out, is it man or is it min? And the only way you can figure it out is by looking at the context of the sentence. So some people, they get stuck when they're reading too slow. And they start reading slow and they say, is this a man or a min? The only way is if you keep reading the following words, then you figure it out. And then it starts clicking in your mind faster. So don't get stuck in one of those people who's like thinking, which one is this? And you don't keep reading. Until I figure out what this is, I'm not going to read the next word. You can't figure out this word until you read the next word. Okay, that's just a tip for the future. So min means from. It behaves in exactly the same way as the preposition fi does. So what does fi do to the following word? It makes a dhamma into a kasra. So min does the exact same thing. So without even telling you anything else about this word, if I put min and I take the word water and I add the word water here, what's going to happen to the word water? It's going to become ma'in. Exactly. It's going to become min ma'in. Okay, so we know what it does. If I take the word Medina and I put min before it, what am I going to get? Medina. It's just the word Medina only. Tin. Right? Because Medina can take a tanween. So whenever it can take tanween, we give it tanween. So Medina tin, and if we put al, then al-Madina ti. Okay, so keep in mind it can take tanween. Alright, so we have min. It functions the same way. It also shows that a noun which can never have a tanween, we talked about there are certain nouns which can never take tanween, right? We said that? They can never take tanween. They can also never take kasra. Anyone remember by chance what do we say these words are called? Words which cannot take tanween. Examples are Makkah, Makkatu, Adamu, Fatimatu. They're known as? No, not just proper names. They happen to all be proper names. That's coincidence right now. But what were they called? غير منصرف, right? In Arabic. Basically, they're words which cannot take tanween. You remember? Anyone remember this lesson? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did it. We did, right? Okay, we didn't. Okay, you guys are making me doubt myself now. Alright, so I'm gonna scroll back and check and see if we did. Alright, so
we did it with Musa and Adam.
Musa and no, okay, no, you're right. We didn't. Then let's see. Then this is the lesson where we're learning it, I guess. Okay, where am I? Alright, chapter 4. Okay, no, you know what? So this is the place we're learning it. Okay, you're right. We did not learn it. Okay, so there are some nouns which can never take tanween. That's why everyone's lost. Okay, you have a legitimate reason. There are some nouns which can never take tanween. This is a new rule you're learning. So some nouns can never take tanween. So far we've seen nouns like Madinatun, Ma'un, Kitabun, Qalamun. They all take tanween, right? Now there are some nouns which we've actually seen in the past. They don't take tanween. And anytime I mention them in the vocabulary, I put the two dhamma there. Right? So when I wrote the word kitab in the vocabulary, it just says kitab. It didn't say kitabun. Did you notice that? It said bait. No baitun. Right? Now sometimes, like on words like Makkah, Makkah 2, I wrote 2. Adam, I wrote Adamu. I didn't just stop at Adam. It's Adamu. So the reason why is because these words where I threw the u in and the vocabulary, they are special words which can never take a tanween. They just don't take tanween. Okay? So Adamu, you never say Adamun. You say Adamu. Why is that? It's just the rule for now. Okay? So they can never take tanween, and also when they're supposed to have a kasra, they can never take a kasra either. Okay? They can never take a kasra. So instead of the kasra, they're gonna take a fatha. When they're supposed to take a kasra, they take a fatha instead. So look at the example. Fatima to min, Fatima is from, it should have been Makkati or Makkatin, right? So imagine if it was Makkatin, but you say, well, the word Makkah cannot take tanween. Okay, I cannot say Makkatin, I'm gonna say Makkati. Say, but it can't take a kasra either. Okay, fine. If it can't take a kasra, we're gonna give it a fatha. That's just the rule. That's a rule you have to memorize. Okay, so put it in your mind. Words, there are some nouns which cannot take tanween or kasra. That's it. And among those words is Makkah, Adam, and Fatima. Any other words we've seen so far? Maryam and Khadija. Good. Any other words? That's probably it that we've seen so far. Okay, so these are the words. So keep that in mind. Now we saw previously that a preposition causes the following word to change from a dhamma to a kasra. In these words, we change to a fatha. So that's exactly what I just said, because they can never take kasra. Keep in mind though, there's one exception to the rule, and that is the word Allah. So the word Allahu, right, does not take tanween, but it can take a kasra. Okay? One exception. So if you put min before Allah, you get min Allah, min Allahi. Okay, I'm going to explain that's what else happens. Okay, so keep that in mind. The best way to look at this is imagine that the word Allah starts with like a al in the beginning. So that's why it can never take a tanween. It's much easier to understand that way. Okay? There's a difference of opinion on whether it has an al in reality or it doesn't have an al. There are other words which can never change form. So now there are some words you're learning, they can never change form. They're known as mabni. Okay? So let's take a look at the word this, which we've seen. What is the word for this? Hada. Okay? Hada. This never changes. So if you put a fi before it, it's not going to change. If you make it the subject, it's not going to change. If you make it the predicate, it's not going to change. It never changes no matter what. Okay? So these are called mabni, or these are things that never change. That, how do you say that? Dhalika, never changes. How do you say here? Huna, right? The word huna never changes. Right? So if you go and you put the word min before it, right? Min, it's still huna. It's not going to change. If you put fi huna, still huna. It's not going to change. It never changes. These are the easiest words to remember because you don't have to worry if it's going to have a kasra or a dhamma or whatever. It just sits the way it is. It's mabni. So mabni is like your friend, basically. Right? It's the easiest one to figure out. You can never go wrong with it. All right? And Musa. Musa is another one. If you say fi, still Musa. If you say min, it's still Musa. If it's a subject, it's Musa. If it's a predicate, it's Musa. It doesn't change. But these words never change. So here's the chart that gives you the examples. So look at the examples starting from right to left. The words which take kasra are known as munsarif. You don't need to know the Arabic terminology, okay? But there are some words which take kasra, and that's most words. So like, if you put a min, you get the word al-madinati, right? If you put fi, kitabin, min, Allahi, right? Then there are words which take a fatha, right? Because they cannot take kasra and they cannot take tanween. They're known as ghair munsarif. So for example, you say min adama, fi makkata, min maryama. Then there are words which do not change. Min, hadha, fi, hunaka, min, Musa. Clear? Good. Okay, so one more thing you need to know is that when you use the word min, right? When you use the word min, it's a sukoon here, right? And then you take the word like, for example, al-kitab. Right? And we know this is kitabi. There's one thing going on, and that is, remember that the word al-kitab, this is a hamzatul wasl actually, this alif, right? It's hamzatul wasl, which means that technically this is a sukoon, right? And this is a sukoon. So you have two sukoons in a row. So what is the rule when you have two sukoons in a row? Yeah, one of them needs to change to a vowel. Which one is supposed to change? The noon, the first one, exactly. So usually we said it turns into a kasra, but in this case it turns into a fatha. This is the one exception to the rule. So you put a fatha here, and you get minal kitabi. See that? Okay, so now let's go look back at our table that we were looking at just a moment ago. See the word min and al-madinati? We get minal madinati. Fi kitabin. Minallahi. Got it? Just getting blank stares. So just ask what part is difficult, or is difficult processing. It's just a lot to remember. It's just for practice. The more you practice, the more it'll just click. Yes.
So does it only have to be kasra for the ones that fall in kasra?
No, you can never say min Allahu, because the word min turns the following word to a kasra. So you have to, let it do its job. That's what its job is, to give it a kasra. Let it do it. Min Allahi. So the other ones have fatha because the word themselves, the word Adam itself, the word Makkah itself, the word Maryam itself, are ghair munsarif. They're special words. Only those three words. Well, we know so far 4 words. 5. And Khadija and Fatima. Only those 5 words. You want to know why those 5 words? Don't worry about why. Just know these are the words. You're just going to have to remember that these are those special words. Okay? Yes.
Wouldn't it be fi kitabi instead of fi kitabin? Because there's a fi before.
So fi only changes the dhamma to a kasra. If it's dhamma with tanween, it changes it to kasra with tanween. It doesn't take away. If we wanted to say a book, how do we say a book? Kitabun. Kitabun. So now we want to say in a book. So the fi doesn't take away the tanween. It keeps the tanween. If it had tanween, if you say a book, then it'll keep the tanween. But just it just turns it into kasras, 2 kasras. Man? Man or min? Min. The difference in min and fi, how they change the kasra, there's no difference. They do the exact same thing.
So if it was min, what if it was instead of fi kitabin, it was min?
Instead of fi kitabin, it's min kitabin. Same thing. Same thing. So, same thing.
Can you give us more examples, please?
Yes. So this is really not an exercise yet, but let's substitute all the mins for fees and all the fees for mins in this table, right? So instead of min al madinati, change it to fi. Fil madinati. Okay. Instead of fi kitabin, it's min kitabin. Instead of min Allahi, fillahi. Instead of min adama, fi adama. Min makkata. Fi maryama. Fi hadha. Min hunaka. Fi Musa. Yeah, the exact same thing. It works the same, it just has different meaning. Okay, so now read the following sentences out loud and rewrite them. Okay, so let's take a look at these examples. Number 1. Okay, who can actually read this for me? Someone. We need new volunteers. We need fresh blood. Jamil, raising your hand again. Bismillah. Go ahead. Okay, say it one more time. No, say it connected. Good. Good. Al-mar'atul qasiratu min al-madinati. So we've already seen al-mar'atul qasiratu. Right? Now all we're learning is min al-madinati. Min and al-madinati becomes min al-madinati. Okay, so what is the meaning of this? Brother Irfan. The short woman is from the city, or from Al-Madinah, right? Or from the city. Good. Okay, that's it. Simple as that. Number 2. Who can read it for us? Or you volunteered? Bismillah. Yeah, you would volunteer. Bismillah. Yeah. Yes, you. Al-Kitabul Kabiru min Adama. Excellent. All right. And what does it mean? The big book is from Adam. Yes? Questions?
We have time to write down what you're saying.
Okay. Yes. Sure.
Sheikh, what would be the wow on the qasira, like al-ma'ad,
Al-Qasiratu. Number 1, Al-Qasiratu. Al-Mar'atul Qasiratu. Why would it be T? So far, we've only learned one thing can make something into kasra. And that is a preposition. Like fi or min.
Who was that feminine thing that
You add a ta. You're just adding a ta. That's it. Yeah. It still stays. Yeah.
Isn't this because it's the subject? Still not the Qasira part?
For the qasira, so al-mar'atu takes a dhamma because it's the subject. Al-qasiratu takes a dhamma because it's the attributive adjective for the subject. And remember, the attributive adjective is a clone. It's a clone. It mimics and copies it. Right? Any way you can remember the word clone, if that helps you, remember it. If you're into medical science, cloning. If you're into Star Wars, you can think of, clones or whatever it is. Okay? So, we got number 2? Good? Written down? Clarified? Okay. Number 3. Who can help us with number 3? Yes, Bismillah. Ash-shamsu ayatu min Allah he. Okay, very good, very, very close. One thing is missing. So who would like to take a guess at it? Somebody. Ash-shamsun. It cannot be ash-shamsun, water and oil. Yes. Ayatun. Very good. Ayatun. Do you see why? Explain to me why. No. The one who answered. No. The one who said ayatu. Yes. Because it doesn't have an al, right? So it's ayatun, and it can take a tanween, so it takes a tanween. Good. Why does it take a dhamma? Why does it take a dhamma and not a kasra or a fatha? Why ayatun? Why not ayatan or ayatin?
It's female.
But that's not the reason why it takes. Okay, let's turn it into masculine. Okay, we're going to change the word ayatun to kitabun. It's still un. So it can't be the reason it can't be feminine. The reason is it's a one sign, one ayah. It's a, that's why it takes tanween. But ayatan is also tanween. Ayatin is also tanween. So there's another reason. It's the predicate. It's the predicate. Right? Do you understand? It's the predicate. It'll clone. Yeah. Ash-shamsu ayatun minallahi. Ash-shamsu ayatun minallahi. Oh, it's a predicate. So ayatun is the predicate, so it takes dhamma. Why is ash-shamsu with the dhamma? It's what?
When we have al with the subject, rather.
Okay, you're right. It has one vowel because of the al. Why is it a dhamma instead of a kasra? Because it's the subject. It's a subject. To make life easier for you, if you're not understanding the subject and predicate yet, default of everything is dhamma. Unless something changes the dhamma away from its fitra, its natural disposition, into a kasra or a fatha or something. Okay, and so far the only thing that we know that can change something is min or fi. There's only two things. Right? That's the only two things. It can change it to a kasra, and if the word does not take a kasra, it'll take a fatha. It'll take a fatha. Okay, good. Number 4. Bismillah. Excellent. Maryamu fi Makkata wa hiya min al-Madinati. So that's actually 2 sentences. Maryamu fi Makkata. And the translation is what, Yusuf? Maryam is in Medina? In Makkah. Maryam is in Makkah. And she is from Medina or from the city. Okay, good. Questions? Yes. Yes. Wahiya minal Madinati. Yeah. Yes, and she. Yeah. Okay. Exercise 4.8. We're just gonna do one. I'm just doing this to give you a little bit. You don't have to have it perfect right now. Just understand the concept. You go home, you sit there, and you work out the exercises very, very slowly. Do it one time, make sure it's right, then you do it again. You're gonna be at medium pace. Then you do it the 3rd time, and you're gonna be at fast pace. That's the way to do it. Okay. How do you make sure it's correct?
Yes.
Go to the discussion section. Yes, that's the best way. So do it 3 times, and if you get it wrong all 3 times, you'll get it fixed in the discussion section.
That's the problem, we don't know.
Okay, ask someone for help, or you just wait till because there's a discussion section on Monday. Go to the Monday. It's online too. Actually, no, it's not online. The Monday one's not online. But still, you weren't happy when I told you it's online. so it didn't make any difference, right? Okay, sure. You'll figure out a way. All right. Just send me an email. Say, is this one right? I'm not going to check all the homework for you, but just ask, is this one right? Sure. It should be right. All right. Maryamu fi Makkata wa hiya min al-Madinati. 4.8. Number 1. The heavy pen is from Musa. Bismillah. Good. Al-qalamu al-thaqilu. The heavy pen. Min Musa. Is from Musa. That was an easy one, right? Pretty? Min Musa. Al-qalamu al-saghiru. Al-thaqilu. The heavy pen. Al-qalamu al-thaqilu min Musa. Okay. Number 2. Is Khadija from Mecca? No, she is from Al-Asd. Easy. Number 3. Is that a small garden in the mosque? No, that is a large garden. Who would like to help us with this? Muhammad, you want to do it? No? Okay. Ujala, Bismillah. Just try it. What's the first word? Okay, is. Yes. Hal dhalika Jannah. Which one? Two? Okay. Why Jannah 2? It's a standard, true, but why doesn't it take a tanween? It's indefinite. So indefinite usually takes what? You're right. No al, double dhamma. Right? Okay. So try it again. Hal ذلك Jannatun Saghira. What? Saghira what? There's a ta that's like missing vowels. It's lonely. It needs some vowels. Saghiratun. Good. Fil masjidi. Good. So she said, Hal dhalika jannatun saghiratun fil masjidi. Almost right. There's one thing missing, and that has to do with feminine and masculine. Did she use a masculine anywhere? Yes. And is a garden masculine or feminine? Feminine. So where is the issue? The word is? Saghir. She said saghiratun. Zalika. Zalika is masculine. So we gotta change it to feminine, which is tilka. Do we learn this or no? Okay, yeah, that's why. Okay. Everyone's like, what? Okay, inshallah. Yeah, this is one thing we forgot to add. So this is 4.7, 4.8, number 3. I'll rewrite this question. Okay, moving to number 4. Try number 4. You want to try it, or you want to go lifeline with somebody else? No, because skip it. Hal Fatimatu min huna. Okay, good. No, she is from there. La hiya min hunaka. Good, that's your lifeline. Hunaka. Alright? So la hiya min hunaka. Alright? Is Fatima from here? No, she's from there. You got it? Good. Okay. Example 7. Don't worry, when you do the homework and you have the vocabulary in front of you and everything, it's all gonna make sense. Just sit down and work it out. Example 7. Okay, example 7. The woman is on the small mountain. Al-mar'atu 'ala al-jabal as-saghiri. Okay, so now we learn another preposition, right? But we learn a few other things. So the first thing we learn is, look at the word 'ala. This word 'ala, what is this letter called? Right here? This ya looking thing, what is this called? Remember Decepticon? Alif maqsura, right? It's pretending to be an alif. It's in the form of a ya. Right? So ala alif maqsura. Right? So al-mar'atu ala al-jabali. Let's focus on that part. Ala is also a preposition. It works the same way as fi and min. So if I take the word ala and I put Adam after it, what do I get? Ala adama. That was a trick question, right? Because Adam cannot take kasra. See how that works? When I said min adama, fi adama, ala adama. Okay. What if I say fi Makkah ta, ala Makkah ta. Good. Min kitabin, ala kitabin. Okay, so it works the exact same way, except ala means on or on top of something. So we have this, al-mar'atu, the woman, is on ala al-jabal as-saghiri. So al-jabal as-saghir, we know what that means, right? It means small mountain. Now here what we're learning is, we learn that the attributive adjective that's modifying the predicate also takes a kasra when the predicate takes a kasra. So here's the thing. So we have the word ala, and then we have al-jabal li. This part we understand so far, right? Ala al-jabali, on the mountain. Now we want to say the mountain is the small mountain. We want to say, we don't just want to say mountain, we want to say the small mountain. So how do you say the small mountain? Al-Jabalu Saghiru. Right? How do you say the big book? Al-Kitabul Kabiratu. It's a feminine book. Al-Kitabul Kabiru. Remember, this was like in this old lesson. Remember this? Al-Kitabul Kabiru. Right? We learned this. So now what we do is we want to make this mountain small. So we add the word as-saghir. Right? Saghir. Now the question is, do we put a u or an a or an e here? Okay, we're going to put an e. But the question is, why do we put an e? So remember what an attributive adjective is. It's a, what does it act like? Clone. Exactly. A copycat. It's a clone. So this is an attributive adjective. So if this has al, this guy will take al. If this has kasra, this guy will take kasra. That's the way it works. And if this guy became feminine, this guy would turn into feminine as well. Do we remember this? Yes, kind of. Okay. We should remember it. Okay. Anyone who reviewed before coming to class? Okay, that's what makes the world of difference. Okay, anyone who reviewed will remember this. All right. So very, very important to review. So if this is feminine, this is feminine. If this has al, this has al. If it has kasra, it has kasra. That's the rule. So that's all we're learning in this example here. Okay. So it also will be made definite by al. Kasra will follow the same way. This is the way it works. When it's indefinite, the adjective will also be indefinite. Yeah, this should say indefinite. All right. Now we see that the attributive adjective, the computer's not loading, must also take the same vowel. If it's a kasra, it's a kasra. If it's a dhamma, it's a dhamma. That's all we learn. Okay. So there's really not much to it here. So now let's take an example with the fi. Okay. So I want to say the book. The book is in the small house. Okay. So how do I do this? The book, al-kitabu, في the small house. البيت الصغير. So now the question is, I heard البيت, but we have في. البيت. So في البيت الصغير. الكتاب في البيت الصغير. You got it? So al here, kasra here, masculine here. Why is this kasra? Because of the fi. Why is it dhamma? It's just the way it is, because nothing messed it up. Default fitra state, born natural, no one messed it up. Good? Okay. Last example, number 7. Bait is masculine. It's not around. It's not a tam marbuta. Don't get confused. Bait is masculine. Okay. Number 7. هذه آية طويلة. This is a long verse. This is a long verse. You don't have example 7? Oh, I added this later because I realized we didn't learn the word هذه. So let me write this out for you. Anyone who downloaded it recently will have it. My apologies. Example 8 or 7? Oh yeah, it's okay. It's written 7, but it's actually 8. So هذه آية.
I thought we just said the haza doesn't change.
It doesn't change to kasra or dhamma or something, but feminine wise it changes. What I meant was it won't take kasra or dhamma or something like that. Yeah, so it's a little bit, yeah, it's not as nice as you thought it was, right? But it's, inshallah. هذه is just the feminine of hadha, that's it. So هذه آية طويلة. Okay, هذه آية طويلة, which means this is a long what? Sign or verse, right? Or it could be sign. Okay, هذه آية طويلة. So now this is exactly like the examples we've seen before. So we've seen masculine. We saw هذا كتاب طويل. This is a كتاب طويل, long book. هذه, now it's feminine. So if you want to say long verse, we realize, you know what? Ayatun is feminine. Therefore, we cannot use the word هذا in front of here. We have to use هذه. We just change this to feminine. Okay, that's it. So ذلك also has a feminine, and that word is tilka. Tilka. Okay. That's the feminine for ذلك. Huh? Change ذلك for tilka and hadha for hadhihi. That's the feminine. So if I want to say, let's take some examples real quick. If I want to say, do I have examples now? If I want to say, this is a city. This is a city. هذه مدينة. Simple. Alright. If I want to say this is a large city. هذه. Okay, we're flipping. Remember, the adjective comes first or second? Second. So هذه مدينة كبيرة. هذه مدينة كبيرة. I see some people have not reviewed. Right? هذه مدينة كبيرة. I want to say that is a that is a boy. Zalika waladun. I want to say that is a girl. Tilka bintun. I want to say that is a Muslim girl. Tilka bintun muslimatun. Right? I want to say that is in the city. But I didn't tell you what that refers to, right? So you assume masculine. No, but we're not talking about the city. That is in the city. But the that is not referring to the city at all. Yeah. Zalika fil Madina T. Good. That is in the large city. That is in a large city. We just said that is in a city, right? Zalika fil Madinati. That is in the large city. Zalika fil Madinatil Kabirati. Good. That is a girl in the city. Tilka bintun fil Madinati. See, it's all just practice. Right? I could just keep on going like this, but you could also just go home and do the exercises. It's going to be the same thing, inshallah. All right, good. So any questions of confusion on it, outside of the fact that it just takes time to digest? We're good? Alhamdulillah. Let's move to chapter 5. Bismillah. So, number 1, we're just going to read real quick. Yeah, question? Chapter 6 will also be in the midterm. So let's move faster, inshallah. So, chapter 5. Let's read. Number 1. Jalasa Muhammadun. Muhammad sat down. Number 2. Dakhalat Maryamul Masjida. Maryam entered the mosque. Number 3. ذهبت إلى المدينة ووجدت محمدا. She went to the city and found Muhammad. Number 4. ما خرج. Everyone read with me. Read with me. So we're just practicing reading right now. Don't try to understand everything. Number 4. ما خرج موسى من مكة. Musa did not leave Mecca. Number 5. أين وجد إبراهيم هذا. Where did Ibrahim find this? Number 6. ذهب الغني إلى المدينة أمس ورجع اليوم. What does that mean? The rich man went to the city yesterday and returned today. Okay, let's look at our vocabulary. So we have verbs. Now we're learning verbs, right? I'm going to explain what that means. So, ذهب إلى means to go or to go to. رجع, you can use إلى with it or you can use min with it. You see the semicolon? Means 2 different ways to use this word. Return or to come back. You're returning back from something or returning back to something. Dakhala means to enter. Wajada is to find. When you find something, you're looking for something and you find it. Jalasa means you sit down. It's to sit down. Kharaja, you usually use min with it. It means to go out, to exit, to leave from somewhere, for something. Khalaqa, to create. Sami'a, to hear. These are the 8 verbs we're going to learn. Question. S stands for STH stands for something. Something. So I put it like this because Hans Ware, he used it in his dictionary. And if it's good enough for the Sheikh, it's good enough for us, inshallah. Sheikh Hans Ware, he did a very good dictionary. Although he's not a Muslim. Still call him Sheikh, he has a good dictionary. Nouns and adjectives. So we just learned 2 new adjectives here. Ghani and Faqir. Ghani means rich or wealthy. Faqir means poor. Okay? And proper nouns. Isa, first two, Jesus. Nuhun, right? Noah. Aisha too. Aisha, right? Or Aisha, if you want to put a little spin on it. Ibrahimu, Abraham. Okay, so these are all the names of very important personalities and prophets. Other words, ila means to or towards, in a direction of to or towards. Aina means where. Al-yawma means today, and amsi or bil amsi means yesterday. You can use either one, same thing. So you pick one whenever you feel like it, you just use one or the other. Amsi or bil amsi. Okay, so let's look at some of these examples here. So number one, let's look at the text. Jalasa Muhammadun. Muhammad sat down. So we know the word Muhammad, we just learned the word jalasa means to sit down. But now in this sentence, I kept saying to sit down. Now we're saying Muhammad sat down. So we're actually learning a new type of sentence. And this sentence is called the verbal sentence. So far we've only learned one sentence, and that is? What was the name of the sentence called, which has a subject and a predicate? Nominal sentence. So there's pretty much only two types of sentences in Arabic. There is a verbal sentence and there's a nominal sentence. That's all you need to know. So you just learn both types of sentences. One of them starts with a noun and one of them starts with a verb. Very simple. All right. So what is a verb? For those of you who don't remember, a verb is a word which indicates an action or a state of existence. And a verb always has a tense, meaning it's past or it's present or it's future. Okay, so that's generally the type of verbs we're talking about. So in this example, Muhammad is the subject of the verb. Okay, he's the subject of the verb because we want to say Muhammad sat down. So who's sitting down? Muhammad is sitting down. So he's the subject now, but not the subject of the nominal sentence. He's the subject of the verbal sentence. Okay, and this is why he takes a dhamma with a tanween. So we learned in a nominal sentence, the subject takes a dhamma. And in a verbal sentence, the subject takes also a dhamma. Easy to remember that one, right? So now, the verb is sit down, but in the past tense, how do you translate sit down past tense? In English. Sit down past tense? Sat down. Okay, that's it. So the word is jalasa. Now look at the verbs on your chart, your vocab sheet, and now we're going to start translating these into Arabic. Okay, so number one, Musa left. Okay, so which one comes first? The verb or the subject? The verb. And who's the subject? Musa. Okay, so what is the verb for left? Kharaja. Good. Now we want to add the subject, which is Musa. Now technically Musa should take a dhamma, right? But what did we say about Musa? He just stuck, which is the way it is. So kharaja, Musa left. That's it. We're only learning past. Right now we're only learning past tense verbs. What do you mean? Because you printed the notes out last week, right? Yeah. Yeah, because it was updated. It was updated 2 days ago. Yeah. Sorry. And so just okay. I'll write it down if you don't have it in front of you. So the example is Musa left. Yeah, we should have sent out an announcement that's updated. Musa left, which is kharaja. Kharaja. Musa. Good? Musa left. Easy, right? Now number two. A boy returned. So what comes first? The verb, which is raja'a. So we write the word raja'a. Okay. What is the subject? A boy. How do you say a boy? Walad. Okay. Now, do you give walad? Right. First of all, do you give him tanween or no tanween? He gets tanween because he's a boy. Right. Now, do we give him 2 dammas, 2 kasras, or 2 fathas? Dammas. Why? A little bit more specific. It's a subject of the sentence. It's a subject of the verb. Subject will get the, or you can just say it's on the fitrah. Okay. The guy is on his natural disposition. Okay, and he's fine. Number 3. The man sat down. You don't have to. So we're doing jumla fi'liya right now. No. So the man sat down. Okay. Jalasa. The man. Who said al-rajulu? Al-rajulu? Ar-rajulu. Ar-rajulu. Shadda, right? Good. Jalasa rajulu, the man sat down. So far, so good. So that's it.
It's not
Jalasa. When you're speaking it, jalasa rajulu. When you're speaking, it just connects, right? It's like saying ar-rajulul kabiru or ar-rajulus ar-rajulus saghiru. It's connecting. So jalasa rajulu. The man sat. How do you say a man sat? See, don't think too much in English, because then you start putting out the rajul first. So a man sat. Jalasa rajulun. Okay. Good. The book returned. Yeah, the book returned. Don't make sense of the sentence. The book returned. It's a smart book. Apple just made the new smart book. It walks around, right? So it just came back. Huh? Jalasa returned. Raja'al kitabu. Good. All right. So that's it. We're just plugging in stuff. Yes.
So, I'm sorry. So the vocabulary words here that you have, it says return, come back, but it also means return and came back, or that's the right? In other words.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So let me clarify that. So in the vocabulary, when we show you the verb like jalasa, it says sit down, right? And raja'a is return. So actually, it's the past tense form of the word, but usually this is considered like the root where you learn all the other conjugations from. So actually, it's the past tense, if you wanted to translate it like properly. So just put in your mind, this is past tense. Jalasa means sat down. Raja'a means returned. Past tense, not returned, but returned. Okay, got it? All right, so let's see. Let's do one more quick one. Did we learn the word new? Yes, we did. The new Muslim sat down. Okay, so let's put our mind into gear now. Okay, the new Muslim sat down. Okay, do we know how to say sat down? Okay, we have jalasa here. Do we know how to say the new Muslim? How do you say the new Muslim? al-Muslimul Jadidu. So you keep these two things in your mind. Okay. Now what do we do with them? We want to connect al-Muslimul Jadidu with Jalasa. So there's only two options here. Option number one is we put al-Muslimul Jadidu first, or we put Jalasa first. Put Jalasa first. Okay, we know al-Muslimul Jadidu. Now that we put it after Jalasa, we just need to look at it and say, do any modifications need to be made? It has dhammas. Do we need to change them to kasras or fathas? No, we don't. So we're done. That's it.
It's done.
Duh. Al-Muslimul Jadidu.
Okay.
Okay.
No to the.
That's it. That's it. That's it. Let's keep it like this. Okay, inshallah. Good. It's just practice. I'm telling you, it's just practice. Example 2. دخلت مريم المسجد. دخلت مريم المسجد. Okay, دخلت مريم المسجد. So what do we learn here? First of all, we learn the feminine subject for a noun. So you notice that when the subject is feminine, like Maryam, right? Now this time the subject is feminine instead of being masculine. The verb adds a ta with a sukoon at the end. So we saw dakhala, right? We know dakhala means enter, right? So if we wanted to say Muhammad entered, how would we say that? Dakhala Muhammadun, right? Dakhala Muhammadun. Okay, that's what we would want to say. Now, if we want to say Maryam entered, what we do is we make a change and we say dakhalat. So we add a ta with the sukoon, put a little plus sign, and whatever this verb was. That's what you do. So if you take the word dakhala and you add ta, you get dakhalat. If you take the word jalasa and you want to make it feminine, what do you get? Jalasat. If you take the word raja'a, you want to make it feminine, you get raja'at. That's it. Okay? So you do that when the subject is going to be feminine. Like in this case, it's going to be feminine. So, in this example, dakhalat Maryamu. Maryam entered. But now, this is a special verb that takes an object. It takes an object. So, Maryam entered what? What did she enter? She entered something. So, we want to say she entered the masjid. Right? So, now all you do is you put the word after the subject, after Maryam, and you put the word al-masjid, the masjid. Now we have to figure out, hold on, why is there a fathah here? Right? We're so used to having dhammas. So we learned this new rule that anytime there's an object of a verb, it's going to have a fathah. That's it. Okay? It's going to have a fathah. Okay? So let's take an example. Maryam entered the city. دخلت مريم دخلت مريم the city المدينة. Good. Maryam entered a city. دخلت مريم مدينة. Good. دخلت مريم مدينة. Right? Why مدينة? Because it turns into a fathah. Because it was a city. Why don't we say Maryamun? Why don't we say Maryama? Because she's the subject. So the subject means, if you say dakhala, you say entered. Who entered? Who are we talking about? Who did the act of entering? The subject, masculine or feminine, will always take a dhamma, one or two dhammas, right? So it'll take a dhamma. Okay. Is this an online question? Okay. Good so far? Well, I mean, it's painful, but we're understanding, right? Yes.
I'm a little bit confused.
Yeah.
So we say jalasa Muhammad, the vomiting, but not Maryam al-Masjidah, vomiting. A little bit
Confused about which word?
for Maryam al-Masjidah.
Okay. So here we have. Okay. What part of it? Okay. Do you get the dakhalat part?
Yes.
Okay. Do you get the Maryamu part?
No.
Okay. You want to know why it's Maryamu and not Maryamun? That's just the rule. Maryam is one of the words which cannot take tanween. You got that? That's it. It's just one of those words. Just put it in your mind. Maryam cannot take tanween. Okay. To make your life a little bit easier, I'll give you one little history of this. Okay. Any word, most words which come from a foreign language, right? Most names, the names that come from a foreign language, not originally Arabic, do not take tanween. And if you think about all the stories of the prophets, Jesus and Musa and Isa and Ibrahim and Ismail and Ishaq, their language was not Arabic, right? They're not like Arabs, right? Technically. Therefore, their names are not coming from Arabic, therefore they don't take tanween. That's a little trick there, okay? Any other questions? Yes.
The word al-masjid, do you have to also, why it is not converted into a feminine form? Because
Okay, so why is the word al-masjid not converted into feminine form? Because the fact that Maryam is feminine doesn't affect the masjid, right? So if a woman walks into a masjid, it doesn't all of a sudden turn into a feminine place, right? And likewise, if a male sits into a car, in Arabic the word for car is feminine. So if a guy sits in a car, the car doesn't all of a sudden become masculine, right? So the person is not changing the gender of the. I understand where you're coming from, though. I understand, because we're so used to seeing al-Madinatu saghiratu, right? Okay, so that is an attributive adjective, right? So the word al-kabiratu is describing the word al-Madinatu. So if one word is describing the other, it's going to change to feminine. In this case, al-masjid is not describing Maryam in any way. It's just talking about the action. Maryam is entering into the masjid, right? So the object will not be affected by the gender of the subject. Okay. Yes.
We have the same oil and water rule. Like if it is al, it's one pada. If it is no al.
Yeah, that's a standard rule. Al, no tanween. That rule never changes. Okay. Never changes in Arabic at all. There are no exceptions to the rule. Okay. Dakhalat Maryamul Masjida. Okay, so now just look at this example, and now we just remember what I said, like plugging in different words. Okay, so take the word dakhala, take the word Maryam, and take the word masjid. We're going to change dakhala to another verb. We're going to change Maryam to another name, and we're going to change masjid to another place, right? Or another noun, right? So let's take the word masjid and change it to garden. Okay. So we're gonna get, but there's al here, so let's leave the al. Al Jannah. Okay. Maryam, we're gonna change to Fatima. And dakhalat, huh? Change it to masculine. We'll do that next, inshallah. And then we leave dakhalat. Let's leave dakhalat. Okay. So we want to say Khadija entered the garden. Dakhalat Khadija to al-jannata. Yeah. Dakhalat Khadijatul jannata. Okay. Now let's make it masculine. The man entered the garden. Dakhala. Huh? The man. Ar-rajulu. Right? Dakhala ar-rajulu. The man entered the garden. Al-jannata. Seeing it? Do we need a 10-minute break? Yes? We need a break. Okay, I think we need a break. All right, inshallah. So let's stop. Take a 10-minute break. It's 25. We come back at 35, inshallah. All right, take a break. Get some coffee. Get some, water. Get some fresh air. Inshallah, come back. Assalamu alaikum. Keys. You know which one it is now, right?
Suggestions on.
Yes.
Do is have the answers to all of the practices. So we would check it as we go into tomorrow and do all the exercises. I wouldn't have to be wondering until the next discussion or question if it was right, and then I could review more often. And then the discussion time we could just do new things that we're doing now, like
Did you come for the discussion section?
I tried, but I couldn't.
Okay, because he actually did all of them. Oh, he did all of them, and I think he gave it to some of the students who asked for it. So what we can do is we can have him just scan it, and we'll give it out to everyone, inshallah.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Send me an email reminding me, and I'll get it done, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. What happened? Yes, absolutely. I know. Alhamdulillah. No. Yeah, that's the part that's they're struggling with. How is it working at ICOI? Okay.
I need a walk.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Okay, inshallah. All right, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Do you want me to make an announcement about midterms and stuff and review after break or after class?
Do it after break. Inshallah.
After the break?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was thinking you'd only go on a 5-minute break.
Yeah, I should have actually.
Yeah, that's why I texted you before.
Okay.
But yeah, okay. Oh, okay. Then I need to sign into Canvas if it's not already on. Is it up on in the computer?
No.
I just wanted to show
maybe.
them where to access. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's Canvas.
Can you just refresh it?
What is that? Yeah, log in.
Okay.
You have to type it in. Here, just type it from here.
Okay. Right, could have just looked at it.
This is complicated. As bad as German language. All the verbs change, all the articles change with gender.
Alhamdulillah.
Everything changes.
It's all gonna be worth it, inshallah.
The homework I did, I had a lot of mistakes. And Tia was going through it.
But you understood the mistakes.
Yeah.
That's the key. That's the key.
Haza, I think we have been writing with the alif on here.
Yes.
I saw many places Quran, I think even in the text written with the fatha. Is both correct?
So with fatha or with the up and down alif?
No, I saw it written somewhere with the alif, somewhere with fatha. Haza. Okay. Is both correct?
Maybe that's a type of calligraphy. It could be. It could be. Show me if you have if you get a chance. Jamil, lock it. Forgot, huh? $35. Bismillah.
I will just.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalam.
If there are any students outside, I have some important announcements to make about the midterms. So, I don't think you're but it's okay.
Have someone call them in.
Okay.
Brother, can you just call them? Can you call them in, please?
So who got the email about the midterm sign-up form? Okay. I hope everybody already signed it. If you didn't, I added it on the website. So you just go down and it says midterm sign-up form. If we do not receive this form by Monday, you will get a 0 on the midterm, and we are completely serious about that. The midterm is, we just want to make sure we know where all the students are going to be and how they're going to take their exams, because it is a handwritten exam, and if you can't be here on site, we have to figure out a way for you to scan them and send them to us during that deadline. So all the information is there. Also, we have some small details to iron out about the logistics of the midterm. On-site students, all you need to know is you need to show up here during normal class time, 7:30 to 10 p.m. and next Thursday, and you will take your midterm, inshallah. For online students, and remote campus students, your situations are a little bit more complex, and that will be handled in follow-up emails coming on Tuesday. So make sure you all check your emails and Canvas website on Tuesday just to make sure everything is fine. Sister Sana is going to do a review session. It's going to be on Monday night. We're keeping the time from 7 to 10 p.m. We just want to make sure she has enough time to do her first discussion session and then the 2-hour review. We're going to have a short break for Isha and another break, so it'll probably not even be a full 3 hours. Please be on time and she'll answer your questions. Let me just...
Also, Brother Shoaib will be here 7 o'clock on Thursday.
Okay. And she also said that she's going to make a study guide, and that will be posted to the website as well. And Brother Shoaib will be here at 7
to answer questions
on Thursday to answer questions, but don't leave your questions for that late. You can email the TAs. They're good about responding to their emails. Their email address is arabic.ta@iioc.com. arabic.ta@iioc.com. So make sure you fill out the midterm exam form. If you're not on Canvas right now, or if you're not going to check your email, I also posted it on Facebook, so you can go to CIS's Facebook and find the link there. That's it. Please check your emails and please read them all the way.
pattern or just how it's going to be?
Okay. So the question is, what is the test going to be like? Can we get a sample or a pattern? It's going to be exactly like your homework. All of it. It's going to be exactly like your homework. Okay, not the final, but the midterm. Okay. All right. Bismillah. Let's continue. So we got دخلت مريم المسجد. Maryam entered the mosque. So we got that part. So we learned that you add a ta at the end if you want to make it feminine, right? And that's when the subject of the verb is feminine. Like in this case, Maryam is the subject and she's feminine. We also learned that verbs take objects, and when the object right here, the al-masjida, when it's an object, it takes a fatha instead of a dhamma or instead of a kasra. So remember that the object of the verb always comes after the subject. So this is the order. Verb, like here. This is a verb, subject, object. Okay. So let's do the exercises and it'll become clear in your mind hopefully. So exercise 5.2. The man entered the garden. We actually just did this one, right? So how do you say the man entered? دخل الرجل. So there's no fee, and the reason why there's no fee, that's a good point you brought up. Some verbs take fee, some verbs take ila, some verbs take min. Dakhala is one of those that does not take any preposition. It just, you put an object right afterwards. It's just the way it works. So you have to know how every verb functions. Some verbs function with the preposition, some don't need a preposition. So dakhala doesn't need a preposition, you just put the object there. So the man entered a garden. What is it? Dakhala rajulu jannatan, a garden. The what's that? It's switching to fatha because the garden is the object. What object means is, look at what a verb is. So a verb has an action, right? Follow this. Everyone follow this. No side talking while I'm talking. This is very important. Every verb is an action, right? Here, the action is the act of entering. Okay, who's doing the entering? The man, ar-rajul. What is being entered? A garden. That's what subject and object means. Someone's doing the entering, someone's receiving the entering, and the action is entering. That's just the way it is, okay? So, dakhala rajulu jannatan. Okay? Number 2, Allah created the earth. Like when I made this sentence the first time in my life, I was like jumping for joy. This is so cool, in my opinion. Right? Allah created the earth. What is the action? Created. What is the subject? Allah. What is the object? Earth. Now plug them into this little equation that we're looking at. So we get khalaqa Allah, who? The earth. Al-arda. Why da? Because it's the object. The object takes a kasra, Takes a fatha. Right, takes a fatha. Everyone caught it earlier in the earlier lessons. Now it's getting slower. So, takes a fatha. Good. Isn't that cool? I mean, don't you feel awesome being able to make this sentence? Allah created the earth. And this is amazing. Right? What if you wanted to say Allah created the large earth? Where are you going to add the word large? After arb. Okay. What is this word called? No, the word is kabir. What is the grammatical function? It's when something describes the object, it's called a attributive adjective. Exactly. And the rules for the attributive adjective, this is just straight memorization. The attributive adjective is gonna do what to the object? It's gonna clone it. Exactly. It's gonna clone it in what? Number one, if it has al. Number two, the same sign, fatha, dhamma, kasra. And number three, masculine or feminine. Okay, so now we have the word kabir, right? So I'm going to write the word kabir. Okay, so do we add a al or no? Yes, we add a al. Good. Okay, do we make it feminine or no? Is the arb feminine? Arb is feminine, right? You just have to remember that. Okay, now do we give it fatha, kasra, or dhamma? Fatha. One or two? One. Why one? There's two reasons why we give it one. One, because it's a clone, and two, because an al can never have tanween. It's like a double proof, you know, super proof. Okay. There's no live stream. Oh, okay, hold on. Something's happened to the live stream. Testing. Live. We got 10 viewers. We have 10. There is, yeah. I don't know. I got a text message and no live stream, but it's there. Okay. Okay. I just texted him already. خلق الله الأرض الكبيرة. Right? Awesome. Okay, so it's good. We got that. Last example, number 6. The teacher entered Makkah. No, we already saw entered, right? The believer heard a word, but the believer is feminine. The believer feminine heard. This is in the new notes. It's number 5. 5.2, number 5. Heard a word. Okay. So, what's the verb? Heard. What's the subject? The believer. What's the object? A word. So what do we start with? How do you say heard? Sa. Mi. Okay. The believer. Okay. So now the believer is feminine. So al mu mi na tu. So now that we have a feminine, what do we need to do? The verb needs to change. So what happens here? We remove this little tail and we add a ta here. Sami'at. Right? Sami'at al-mu'minatu. What did she hear? A word. How do you say a word? Just by itself, how do you say a word? Okay, kalima. Kalima. Okay, right. So let's write the word kalima. Okay. Now, is it kalima, ta, tu, ti, tan, tun, or tin? 6 options. So I heard tun, and I heard tan. And I heard tu. And I heard a ta. So I hear 4 out of 6 options. Anyone want to take the other 2? They're remaining. So, okay. We gotta get this point down. Okay. A noun, a book, a word, a pen, a masjid takes tanween. You got it? So you know what we just did? We just eliminated 3 options. Now we're down to tun, tan, and tin. Pick one. We have tun and tan. And the answer is tan because the object of the verb is kalimatan. Here, who's the subject? Who did the hearing? The believer. What was heard? The word. Object. So, sami'at al-mu'minatu kalimatan. But here's the thing. Sami'at sukun. Mu'minatu, 2 sukuns in a row. What do? Put a kasra on the top. So, sami'atil mu'minatu kalimatan. Yes. So when you have 2 sukuns in a row, you put a kasra on the first one. So instead of saying sami'at al-mu'minatu, you say sami'atil mu'minatu kalimatan. Good. Alright, so let's move on to the next example. Example 3. ذهبت إلى المدينة ووجدت محمدا. She went to the city and found Muhammad. So this sentence teaches us that when you have the subject of a verb, when it's not specifically mentioned, right? So look after the word ذهب or ذهبت. You get an ila. Where's the subject? It's not mentioned. There's no Maryamu, there's no Khadijatu, there's no Fatimatu, there's no al-mu'minatu. What happened to the subject? It's not there. The subject is missing. So what happens? When the subject is missing, the pronoun is built into the verb itself. So the word ذهبت has the pronoun hiya built in. What does hiya mean? She. Okay, exactly. So ذهبت, if hiya is built in, what do you get? She ذهبت. Went. So it means she went. So if you say ذهبت, means she went. If you say sami'at, it means she heard. You say raja'at, she returned. And if you say kharaja, he left. He left. Okay, good. So we got that. So that's exactly what's happening here. So dhahaba means he went, dhahabat means she went. He and she are the subject of the verb. Okay. This example also introduces the idea that there are certain verbs that use prepositions instead of taking objects. So if you look at the example here, you have ذهبت. Okay, ذهبت إلى المدينة. Okay, so ذهبت, you don't say al-madinata because technically you would, if it was the object, you would want to say al-madinata, right? But the word ذهب does not take an object. You just need to learn that. So some verbs take an object directly. Some of them don't take an object directly. So what is a verb that we saw which takes an object so far? Dakhala is the one that we saw. It takes an object. This one, in order for it to have an object, you have to use ila. Ila means to or towards, in a direction. So ذهبت إلى المدينة means she went to the city. Now ila should not confuse you at all. Because you know how to use fi, you know how to use min, you know how to use ala. Ila works in exactly the same way. The word that comes after it, when you see min, what comes after it? A word takes a kasra. Ila, followed by the word, takes a kasra. Ila al-madinati, ila kitab. Kitabi. Okay. To a book, towards a book. A book. Don't feminize the book. Kitabin. Ila kitabin. Min baytin. Min masjidin. Minal masjidi. Min Makkah. Ila Makkah. ذهبت إلى مكة. What does that mean? She went to Makkah. That's it. Alright? So ذهبت إلى المدينة. She went to the city. Okay? So we find that you use إلى when you need to in verbs like ذهب. ووجدت محمدا. Okay? And wajadat. What does wajadat mean? She found or he found? She found Muhammadan. She found Muhammad. Why is there a fatha on Muhammad? It's the object. Who's the subject? She. What did she find? She found Muhammad. He's the object of the finding. He received the act of finding. He was found. Got it? Okay. Alhamdulillah. Yes. No, I didn't say it stays Muhammadun. When its subject is Muhammadun, but it can change to Muhammadan, it can change to Muhammadin. It can change to Muhammadun, Muhammadan, Muhammadin. Okay? So, this is a cool sentence. Okay, this will help. Number 1, Musa heard Allah. Musa heard Allah. Make sure to identify who is the subject and who is the object. Can you imagine if you messed up the sentence? If you messed up the sentence that says Allah created the earth, and you change the subject and the object. That's shirk, right? That's shirk. So you better not mess up, right? So you have to take your shahada again. Alright, it's very, Alright. Musa heard Allah. What's the first word? Just the first word. Sami'a. Okay. What's the second word? Musa. What's the third word? Come on, give me the last vowel. Allah. Because it's the object, right? Allah received the act of hearing, he was heard. Number 2, Allah heard Ibrahim. What's the first word? Sami'a. Second word. Allah. Who? Third word. Ibrahima. Good. Okay. Yeah, I think you're getting it. He created the sun. Number 7. He created the sun. First word. Khalaqa. Okay. Second word. Ash-shamsu. Ash-shamsa. Very good. Khalaqa ash-shamsa. That's in the Quran. Wal-qamara. What does that mean? We know this word, right? Al-qamar. Khalaqa ash-shamsa wal-qamara. Bihusban. Yeah.
So, we will eliminate he because it becomes
Exactly. You don't need to put huwa in there. It's built into it. If there's no subject, it gets built in. If there's a subject, it overrides and it takes it specifically.
But he
Yeah, but you don't write huwa. You don't write the word huwa out. Can you write huwa? No. You don't say khalaqa huwa. It's very rare that you're gonna say that. You only use it for emphasis, but that's an advanced subject. Don't worry. Just for now, you don't write it. Yes, just need some digestion.
Okay, so you did say that there were some words you needed and some words you don't. Right? Didn't you have to do that in the last one?
Some words you need and some words you don't.
The word, the subject. You insert the subject in there.
Yeah, so look, let's take this example. He created the sun. If you want to change, we said khalaqa shamsa, only 2 words. If you want to specify who created the sun, you want to say Allah created the sun. Then you add a 3rd word. Khalaqallahu shamsa. Yeah? Just sit there and go home, spend 2 hours, do the homework and review all the notes and it'll click. Inshallah, it will click. I guarantee you. Okay, inshallah, work hard. Keep working. You survived so far. Don't give up right now. This is your opportunity. Sister Sana is going to do an entire review of everything. But that doesn't mean you do nothing until Monday. And you walk in and say, she's going to save me. She's not going to save you. I guarantee you she cannot save you if you don't practice and practice before you walk in on Monday. Then when you walk in on Monday, if you practice, she will save you. Otherwise, she cannot do anything for you. Okay? Remember that, inshallah. 7 of them. So there won't be a discussion section because there's no class actually. So Brother Shoaib will just come at 7 o'clock for questions. Right? Just last minute questions that you needed to know. Don't wait though, yes.
The midterm up to this exercise?
Yeah, unfortunately, the midterm will be up to this exercise. Yes.
Do you give partial credits or everything has to be?
No, we give partial credit. Yeah, there's partial credit. So what's that? There are questions just like the homework. Just like the homework. I'm not going to ask you any questions like, you know what? When the word Makkah, it doesn't take kasra and I'm not going to ask you questions like that, okay? But you have to apply it. You have to know the rule in application. So if you can figure it out, that's great. It'll be printed, yes. We don't have laptops for everybody. It'll be printed. Yeah, alhamdulillah. It'll be printed, inshallah. Up to 5.3, yes. Inshallah. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik nastaghfirullah wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum. Just Monday. If you can get 5 people for Saturday, we can get her to do it on Saturday too, also. No, you coordinate 5 people yourself for Saturday, and you send the email directly to the TA of Arabic, and I guarantee you, I think she'll do it, inshallah.
Oh yeah.
It's still recording. Let me turn it off real quick. Where's the pen?